Good afternoon. It is Monday, December 13th, 2021. And, excuse me, today we're just looking at a downtrend day. You can see we had a break. We went sideways for a little bit. And right at the end of the day, we made a move to a new low. So this is how I saw it, the downtrend. Just because of the midline, I had it right there. This also looks pretty valid. I bet you this could be it right here. I just like this as the midline, but either way, it looks like it worked. I like this because that really looks like a midline there. We get some really good touches, but either way, it looks like it works. So anyway, I'm not gonna waste time. I'm gonna go through this. So in the overnight, we had the break of this uptrend, and you can see we tried to go make a new high once and then twice, and then we started moving down. And you get a first entry, failed second entry long. I do like that. Even though this looks congestive, we're making lower highs and lower lows. So I do like that. And if you don't like that yourself, this looks like it's a second entry short. You see we go lower and then we go higher and break lower. And I really like that. And so we get this move down. These are the overnight lows, and we broke beneath the overnight lows pretty fast. So that's how Max says that's typically how you know we're in a downtrend day. So we keep trending lower. Unfortunately, we're so far from the EMA that you can't think about entering on any of this. But then you get a first entry, second entry short, super nice bearish bar. Take that every time. It is after a break though, so you need to be aware of that. And we do get a first entry, failed second entry, long, and that's your signal bar, but it never goes beneath that. So this second entry short, look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars stacked up against each other, and this one's a doji, so you don't want to take that. And that's what would have kept you out here. And then we get a first entry, failed second entry, but this is just so far from the EMA now. I don't think you can enter on any of this. But you should know by this point that this is a strong downtrend. This correction fails. First entry, failed second entry. This is a doji in congestion. Then we get a first entry. Oh, that looks like a second entry short. So I do like this, and it looks like you get a scalp out of this. Yeah, you definitely get a scalp out of this. So I'm going to mark this. I like this. It looks like it's a failed breakout of congestion too. So I do like this, and you get a lower high right here. That's not that good. This is a good setup. It probably would have filled you or hit your target. 81.50. Yeah, so you would have been out. This, I don't know why I marked this really. This doesn't set up as well. So maybe I meant to mark that. I don't know. But anyway, we break into this congestion, it breaks out, and it fails. And you get a first, failed second entry. It's not off any trend line I have, but you would probably have a trend channel drawn like this at this point. So there's definitely a downtrend. This is the first break of it, and we're in a strong downtrend, so this failure sets up perfectly. And looks like you might have gotten a runner on this. Yeah, that sets up really well. And what you would if you get a runner past this point, you should probably just wait until this channel breaks. So that gets you a nice move. I don't see anything in here. This is pretty congestive. You might look at this as congestion and a break first, second entry. So I actually do like this. That's not a perfect signal bar though, so that's one thing. I'm going to mark that green because of that. But that is a second entry short back into congestion, so I do like that. And this is above the EMA, so you got to be careful here, but that's a second entry short, never triggers. This is the third entry. You get a first entry, failed second entry, but I don't like the way that sets up, unfortunately. And here we get a first entry. Oh man. Second, this one doesn't set up. Here you get a first entry, second entry. I think that's good enough on a day like today to take. Not a great signal bar though. So, and it's looking congestive. And then we get this congestion here, which leads to a break of this channel right here, and we start moving up a little bit. Comes back, tests these lows. Oh, you know what? Yeah, and so I thought I messed up here and entered short on this, but it's not the high of the swing. This is the high of the swing, so and that's not a good signal bar. We come back, we test these lows, and then we start trending higher. And we were actually trending higher for like 3 hours or something. So let's see, like 8. So that's 9 a.m. So we were really trending higher. I mean, not trending, but we were in a, I would say, congestion with an upward bias. I'll draw the congestion because this was actually a very important price level right here. As you can see, we came back and tested that once, twice, 3 times, and a 4th time before the floor fell out. But anyway, we get a break of the channel that I drew right about here. And so that leg of correction, if you measure it, the measured move goes straight to that price level right here. So that's one reason that that's a very, very strong level to sell at. And once this leg of correction is over, we also get 2 measured legs back down. So market geometry, folks. I didn't feel like I knew what was going on in this area. I didn't like it at all, to be honest. So once we get this, this looked like, so I actually took this. I do like this as an aggressive trade because it looks like a hidden second entry short. You get this super bullish bar. It breaks higher and then it tries to go lower. It doesn't go lower. But on a different chart, that's going to look like a first entry, second entry. So I do like that. And that combined with the fact that that would also make it a failed second entry long, I like that on a sell-off day like today. But if you're patient, you get the true second entry short and failed second entry long right here with a great signal bar. And then you get a lower high right here. When we made this lower high, this was a little bit nerve-wracking because it wasn't hitting the scalper's target at first, and it was going sideways. But once you get this lower high, that felt like confirmation that I read it right. Here's a failed second entry short, but I just wasn't going long at this point. But you might go long there. If you don't like that, oh, I thought this was a second entry short, so you shouldn't enter that. We're trending higher. We get this break, 2 legs up to a new high. First, failed second entry long, but it doesn't set up. And if you're looking to go long here on a second entry long, it's just stick with the bias. This isn't a strong trend up, so I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, it did feel like we were trying to make that second leg of correction. But anyway, you get a first entry, failed second entry short right here. And at that point, you know, you're going long. I didn't see this, but you're going long into that measured move. So that was, I marked this as aggressive because it closed beneath the EMA, but so did this swing, and this swing. But if you notice that you're going long into the measured move, you probably don't want to do that. But anyway, we come back, we test the measured move, get some rejection, come back, and confirm this short-term trend channel, and that's a failed second entry long, and I really like that, and that gets you a scalp. You can see that you're going into some support, but look how bearish that is. I like that for a failure. We come back up, test that measured move price level. Again, we don't get a setup, unfortunately. I was looking to go short on this bar. You don't get it. Then you come back, you make a lower high. I like that. Boom. Falls out. People taking second entry longs right here get trapped. And then you make another lower high. That's a failed second entry long. And look how many people they trapped right there. And that's also a first, second, third, quadruple test of that line. And we make this spike and channel down. And that brings us into the end of the day. So I just had some trouble psychologically. I was at work and I took some bad trades, so I had to take a little break after this. But you can see right here, this is on the simulator. I went short. Like what on earth? First entry, second entry. Okay, so this didn't hit a scalper's profit, I guess, or did it? Just poor, you can see right away. This isn't even the high of the swing, so that's poor psychology. Or I mean, 66.75. So it hit 4 ticks by this point. You shouldn't be entering anyway, but that's not even the low of the swing. So just no business entering there. And you can see, I mean, it goes right where you expect it to go after that. And you know what? You actually might take this as a second entry short right here. It really looks like a double bottom, but the point is there are better entries coming. And I just wasn't patient. I was at work talking to people when I took this. Just don't do that. Okay, I took this. This is definitely aggressive and probably not a trade I want to take when I'm in the hole, in the negative for the day. But I think it was a good read. And then here, this is a great read in my opinion. This lower high quadruple test. And yeah, those are the trades I took. On the MES, I took a trade that worked, and then I took a trash trade like this when I was talking to people. But that's what I saw for today. Those are the trades I took. Hope everyone has a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.